Good afternoon again, everyone. It's Sunday. It's still Sunday, the 19th of July, unless I've swept through some kind of time warp, which is highly possible with this mission. It's the noonday movement snack, and from this morning's movement snack, got a double whammy today because Kelsey's on holiday. I think the weather's quite nice and there was lots of gardening going on, so I've dedicated this lunchtime noonday movement snack as the gardener's friend. But it doesn't technically have to be gardening. It could be for any busy person or actually any sedentary person today. It's for everyone. So as always, hello to the after party catcher-uppers. Thanks for those that have already checked in to say, not going to make the live one because life is happening. That's what the catch-up's all about. So do keep checking in. Let us know what you're doing. We love all that. For now, who is joining me live? V's in. Italy's arrived. Hello, Vitaly, Virginia in Italy. Good to see you. Thank you. Carol, that means Glasgow's arrived. Afternoon, Bex and all. I know it can be a bit of a funny time, can't it? The noonday, certainly on a weekend. So please use the catch-up function. Hello, George. Super G's in from Cruden Bay. Have you still got lovely weather, George? And have you recovered from your hot and sweaty night? Humid night, just to be clear. Who's in for a movie night? What have you been doing this morning? Has there been lots of gardening activity? Did I anticipate the movement snack menu correctly? I don't know, we'll find out. Hello, Jay from the PTP. Pat Albert's in. TT's in. Tracy Taylor, hello, good afternoon. If you're wondering why I asked you to bring a virtual bucket of water, you don't really need to bring a bucket of water. I'm going to use a bucket of water for some kind of analogy today. So if you read the prompt message that I put out that said bring a virtual bucket of water, you may not have read it, I don't know. Anyway, just plant a seed, just visualise in your head, please, a bucket of water. It'll become relevant in a minute. Hello, Gweno. Gweno Iripiu, have I got that correct? Thank you for the message. And can you tell us where you are, Gweno? Just so I can kind of get my virtual map in my head. So we've currently got Italy, we've currently got Wales, we've got Southampton-ish, I think, TT. We've got Glasgow. Can I bring a bucket of beer? Well, actually, Trevor, the analogy does work. You can replace the water for beer, still work. It's the bucket really that we need with something liquid in it. Beer, wine, whatever you fancy really. Please don't actually go and get a bucket of beer though, Trevor. I know what you're like. And I know you're a man of all means with your 5 lawns and your loads of greenhouses. Chilly, situation normal in Cruden Bay. Ruby is elsewhere. Ruby is somewhere in Dagenham. Who knows where Ruby is, being the feline cat that she is. Oh, now you're testing me, Gweno. I'm from Dinas, Moldawi in Wales. Oh, I'm really sorry if that's a terrible pronunciation of in your wonderful language. Hello, Susanna. Made it live. Hurrah! You're back from wherever you were, Susanna. Back live. Let me know, Gweno. Dinas, Mawadi, Wales. Anyway, let me just check the time because I always over-egg these preambles. We're on a 60-second already. Might go for a champagne, but a bit fizzy. Yeah, careful with the bubbles, especially when I show you where the bucket actually lives in the analogy, Trevor. Now, before we do get going, the bucket of water thing isn't something new. We've discussed this type of movement before, but I haven't used a bucket of water as the analogy. Hello, Clive, Paris is in. And I like to up the stakes on how far we can go with these movement snacks and how far I can go with communicating with you all. Joy's in live, agree, Breeze is cool here too. Joy, you've got a live one, that's fantastic. At the top of Mid Wales, Neil Dogaloo, I think. Top end, yes, I think I've done some work up there. All right, I'm just about to do a 3, 2, 1. Did you manage to fix up? Yes. Thank you, Joe. Oh, sorry, you're talking to Susanna, not me. Just talk amongst yourselves. Just pretend I'm not here. I just want to show you two pictures that I've been working on this morning. You've got your buckets. All right, it's kind of a virtual bucket, but I'm going to show you two images on a post-it note, one in stand and one in sit. So when I start talking about buckets of water, can you imagine that the bucket replaces your kind of pelvis region and hips? So when I talk about buckets, that's kind of where they are. And here's the seated version. There's the bucket there. Can you see? Get that vision in your head. Just to be clear, this analogy doesn't work for everyone. I need to do some terms and conditions. Right, 3, 2, 1, I'm rabbiting on, ready, steady, 3, 2, 1. My name's Bex Townley from Later Life Training. We're going to go for another movement stack, 119 days of this. And as you can see, I've upped the ante on communication with you. So let's get going on this noon movement snack. Now at noon we focus on something slightly different. All the nuts and bolts are there, all the moving parts and all the supporting parts, all that stuff stays, but we shift the focus. And what I've got for you today is some minute moves. We've done this many times before, and these are things that you can take and crowbar into your day. So perhaps you've been sat too long, or you've been doing the same task for too long. Hello Penny and James, hello Kathy. Just take one of these things. If you like one and you fancy it, take it. Or you might like all of them. They're called minute moves. Make them yours if you'd like them. They're free for you to deploy into your day as you would like. Let me just show these bucket images one more time. That's the standing bucket person. And that's the sitting bucket person. Thank you, Ideal. I was an artist. A good artist knows when to stop. Anyway, I've got my Sunday best on for you today as well. Have a look. Okay, let's start with our circulation boost, folks. Sit or stand. Here's the vitals. Have external support close to hand. Hip height is right. This is a bit long. We're definitely going to need some kind of fixed higher wall surface today, or just have a look and go back round. Chair as always, sit stand option. Come on, hip width apart, lengthen, taller, open, support if you need. Circ boost, commence. Here we go. I could do it as a pilot today, some kind of autopilot mode. Circulating, boosting, commence. All right, let's work through the prompts. I'll do the seated in a nanosecond. Feet are hip width, it's rhythmical. This is a weight transfer from one leg to the other. This is so critical in standing activities. We spend our lives transferring weight from one leg to the other if we're in stand. Bring in that arm as and when. Are you as long and as tall as you can in the centre? Are you active? Are you comfortable? Are you fluid and rhythmical in this movement? Does it flow for you? If you're concerned about balance and you're really wanting this external support, could I suggest we take it in seated? Lift and lengthen, unravel, hip walk forward, bring the feet with you. And the circ boost in sit requires the length high up on the sit bones, and then we can start the circulation boost from the top down. Here's the arms. We can alternate. The bend at the elbow is significant. This enables us to get much more range of movement on that back end, as it were. And as you can see, it's fluid, it's rhythmical, and it's symmetrical also. As and when you feel you can, we can bring in some legs, or you may prefer to focus separately, but it's driven from the ankles, feet and toes. Have a glance and just check that your heels are peeling off first. It may be that you just got heels going on, and then towards the end of this little period of circ boost, you might be able to lift the toes. If you feel a bit squeezed here in the hips, you might want to take a few extensions here and there, or you may prefer toes. Pick a sequence that's right for you. Continue with it a little bit longer. The primary aim of this is to literally boost the circulatory system. You'll feel a little rise in the heart rate and the need for a couple of deeper breaths. It may look like this if you're steady and confident on feet. It may remain to look like this if this little bit of external support gives you the confidence to move more freely. You choose. At the end of it though, that's it done. And you should feel the need to do that. So just take a couple of extra ones of those and feel that that circ boost has done its job. And actually the circulation boosting alone serves as a great crowbarring opportunity just to break up your sitting time. I just want to crowbar in a chair rise recall because we've had loads of new people join in the last couple of weeks. So we explore lots of other movements, but let's not forget the nuts and bolts. If you are looking to progress to standing work, or if you're already confident in stand, let's not forget crowbarring and a few extra of these. So rising from the chair, we've got 3 options: buttock squeezes, jockey lifts, or the full sit to stand. We've got more actually, but I'm just going to give you 3 today. Lengthen out, hip walk forward everyone. This makes it easier to stand. That's a critical point. Heels back and down, this makes it easier to stand. We need this angle. Here we go. Here's 3 options. There's your buttercups, that's your buttock squeezes, and you're just tensing and contracting the buttock muscles, staying strong and lifted. If you can start to press through the heels, you'll start to get a little bit of lift off. This is called a jockey lift. And can you see that my legs and my trunk are working together? Just a little bit of lift. You might want to give yourself an extra bit of arm in there as well. Or you may feel you can go for the full rise. Get your balance at the top end, feel for the chair. Now, here's something you can crowbar into your day. If you're already rising from a chair without concern, sit down slower, 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 slower. Add in a hover and release. That's the chair rise recall. We've done it many times in the snacks. Go round again, have a look at that. Have a pick of the level 1, 2 and 3. For sure we'll cover it again as well. I just wanted to crowbar that one in for all you seasoned movement stackers that might have forgotten it. All right, let's move on. Here's some more minute moves. Got 3, 4 for you. Okay, this one is called Open Your Heart and Look to the Sun. Do you like that? Here we go, sit or stand. So this is designed just to stop whatever you're doing at any point in the day. Just have a moment and just have some checks through what's going on in your body, sit or stand. So Open Your Heart speaks for itself. We're going to lift and lengthen and get a little more upright posture. And then we've got a little look to the sun. Now this is a little look to the sun. I'm going to turn sideways. I'm going to back of my hand, bring it to my forehead here, and just a little raise and lift and return. So I'm bringing in some shoulder movement and I'm shifting my gaze from straight ahead just literally to there. That's the only change. I'm not going up, up, up. I don't want to look up directly above my head. I want to go from here to here. And to do that, I use the hand there. And you might want to add in an extra one of those just to see if we can do that, just for extra. In seated, it's the same. So we lift the heart, look to the sun, and release. Now this movement is key, it's critical, really functional as far as shoulders go. It's everything around our above head movements, and it may be that actually comfortably it might not quite make it to your forehead, but that's okay, that's what we're aiming for. So the lift and relax, lift and relax. Okay, so if you've been spending a lot of time flexed and bending, that's just a kind of a minute move to pause, reset posture and consider shoulders. One thing on this, when the arm comes up, this is significant, the shoulder stays down. So put in that extra prompt, shoulder down, it comes to here. Can you see? So I'm not doing a shrug with it, not shrugging, it's here, there. All right, here's the next one. Now, because we've just done this, and perhaps there was a bit of shrugging going on because it takes quite a lot of mindful thought to prevent that happening. This one's called the shoulder lowdown, and it's been incorporated in some of my 4 PMs over the weeks. Sit or stand, I'll do in sit first. Start with a deep breath in and do raise the shoulders. And now press down, 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 and really lengthen as long as your neck can go, as it were, comfortably, and then release. So it floats up here and then down here, and try and get a bit of a wrist squeeze as well. So it's a deep breath in and a raise, and then a down, and you're focusing on drawing the shoulders down, and it could work to take the breath with that for you. So it could be a breath in, lift at the shoulders, and then breathe out and push down. And with an extra squeeze, you can get a bit of back of arm activity in. But my primary aim on this is for you to think about there, as long as you can be. Can you feel this sensation of stretch is essentially what we're doing, but we're stringing a few together to make it like a movement, mobility, stretchy type thing. Okay? Now, because we've just done this one, the wrist angle here, and if you've been doing any activities that involve grip or lots of kind of dynamic hand type positions, we're going to take a stretch of the forearms here. And it's a non-complex thing to do. Have a feel. In sit it's exactly the same, but I'm going to come closer so you can see. So if we were to, on the way up on our float arms, rather than just float the arms up to here, tuck them under there. So you get this sensation of a downward squeeze and a stretch. Now relax the hand, you don't need to grip. So what we have is here and here, here and here. So you can take it through both ranges. Keep the fingers relaxed. As you go this way, can you feel the stretch down the forearm here? Now, if you have been doing lots of grippy things, you may not get that range of movement. Just take that feeling, that sensation that the muscles are on stretch, and then come down again. Same in sit. So we squeeze this way, and then this way, and this way. So keep it moving. It could also work here to take the stretch, forearm here, plus some back of arm activity there. All of that, of course, on our usual upright posture. Okay, I want to move into, can't read my own writing here. I'm going to bring in an extra prop. This is where the bucket of water comes in. In stand or sit, imagine your pelvis area as a bucket of water. Can you do that? By that I mean, here's the top of the bucket. So here is the top of the bucket, bucket comes down, my pelvic floor is the bottom end. And the idea is not to spill the water. So if you consider, if I tilt my pelvis this way, the water falls out the back of the bucket. If I tilt it this way, the water falls out the front of the bucket. And in seated, it's the same. Here we go. So this way, the water falls out the back of the bucket, the back of the bucket. It's a tongue twister one as well. Slowly come up. If I go too far the other way, if I tilt this way, then the water comes out the front. These are small movements. These are controlled. Just feel your way around your bucket, everyone. Whether it's filled with beer or water, Trevor mentioned the beer. And what this really is we've been talking about this hip hinge over time, and we've been talking about the back of thigh stretch in the 4 p.m. And the bucket analogy just came to me today because I've never actually used it. So can you feel how I can tilt my bucket this way? Don't really want that. I can keep my water level just how I want it to be, or I can go the other way and tilt the bucket water forwards. And that's exactly everything about what we mean about lengthening here and about maintaining a better optimum posture. The reason I put the bucket analogy in, because it links to something we're going to do now to finish, which I've called a backward stepping butterfly, just to help with the memory recall of it really. 2 parts to it, comes in 2 parts, and it involves the shoulder and the look to the sun one that I've already done. So I've prepared you for this movement in all the ones before it. So let's give it a go. Now I'm going to turn sideways. So this is where you're going to need some support in front. This may challenge your balance, so use external support. And your feet remain in parallel lines. They never go like that. So when I turn here, all right, so I'm going to take a little backward step, like we do for the calf stretch, and ease the heel down. Now, your tailbone is about here, and think about your bucket. And if you take your tailbone and just tilt, so as if you're going to drop a little bit of water out the back of your bucket, your tailbone will tuck under. What that will do is give you a bigger stretch sensation down the front of the hip. Can you feel? So we step back, a little tuck bone under, but then we're going to step out and come in. And then we're going to do the same on the other leg. There, tuck your tailbone under and come out. So what we have is this bigger stretch sensation. Now, if you've been in the garden and you've been bending, or you've been sat for a long time, we get a bit chair-shaped. So can you feel this one brings us into this much more extended position. Now in sit, we're going to do the top half, and the top half can join the front half. So this is the butterfly bit. Have a look. I'm going to come closer, but you can see that we're in sitting or stand, hand on the wall. One hand at a time first. So the palms facing the front. We come to the ear, and then we open and return and come down, and then change sides. So side of the ear, there and there. So it feels a little bit like a chest stretch with a little bit of our shoulder mobility. Now, if we put those together in seated, you could have single arms here, or if you are confident and comfortable, we can take it here, and it keeps moving and the shoulders stay down. So you might want to crowbar in some low down shoulders in between, and you may want to go straight into that moving butterfly here. I do want it to move. Lift and open, keep the shoulders down. If you so desire, you could take the back step with this. You'll need the wall to do that, extending through. Or you might want to do a couple of back steps just to keep the lower legs going, just to get some extension through, and then just take some open arms with it. So folks, big theme in that one, which is loads of trunk extension. Everything in there took you into trunk extension, and we're trying to counteract these flex postures that certainly if you're gardening or working that you're going to be in. But I brought in a little bit more shoulder involvement in that trunk extension today. Take them slow, take them progress, pick a range of motion that's comfortable for you. Don't over-egg it, just within like the minute duration, you can expect to get 5 or 6 mindful of those movements in there, and then crowbar them in every hour if you can. Did the bucket analogy work for you? I'm happy to kind of understand if that gave you another context of what goes on with those pelvic positions, especially when you do the back of thigh stretch with Dave at 4 o'clock. That bucket analogy will certainly come in. Right, all right then. Beer bucket loving movement snack fans. I hope you didn't spill too much beer or too much water. It was a bit different, George, wasn't it? I do like to push the boundaries a bit on this. Let's see how we go with that. I'm back with you. Oh, crikey, we're on a rotor change, and I don't know what it is. I haven't done the rotors yet. I'll see you tomorrow at some point, and you'll see Dave at 4, and Kelsey's back tomorrow as well. So I don't know what you're getting tomorrow. It's a surprise. You get all 3 of us at some point. Have a go at the crowbar in. Have a good day. Thanks very much, folks. Bye for now.